Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Have you guys always known what the secret is to creating a Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel that everybody loves? In case you don't know what the secret is, it's each and every one of you. You guys are what makes this YouTube channel so special for me as a YouTube creator, because having fallen into this niche was the greatest gift that I ever received in my lifetime. I will always and forever stand by you guys that will open support for your favorite characters and all these moments that have defined you for being fans of Descendants of Zombies. And I would just like to say thank you guys so much for all the love that you showed my Liamani Sugora video that I uploaded earlier this afternoon. It was really beautiful seeing how many people watched the video, how many people subscribed, and you're always upping the subscriber count on this YouTube channel, which I can never seem to say thank you guys enough for. Also, the secret to creating a successful Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel is having a cup of tea every night, because it really helps settle your mind and it really helps you put into perspective what you want to talk about on this show. So I know how much each and every one of you loved Liamani Sugora so much. She's playing Red Sister Pink, and I'm incredibly excited to meet her just like each and every one of you. I've always thought the best of her. I've always loved her work. I always found time in appreciating her, and I think that more people should really take a chance on her. She only did her first radio interview earlier this year in 2025. This past year she did her first radio interview, and I had the honor of watching it, and I was really intrigued by it because of just how excited she was and how honored she felt to be in the presence of the host. I think it should be the other way around, and I think if the tables were turned, they should be the ones appreciative of being in her presence, because she's offered so much to the entertainment industry at such a young age. She's only 17 years old. I believe she'll be 17 years old coming up on October 24th this year. And just to let you guys know that I will be celebrating her birthday. She's made it in onto our birthday calendar for Descendants of Zombies characters and actresses and actors who have really defined what it really takes to really carve a legacy with this franchise. So we're going to be honoring her along with Ruby Rose Turner. Those birthdays will happen a week apart. And I cordially invite you to be a part of every momentous occasion for Descendants of Zombies, because I've always had a greater appreciation out there for Descendants of Zombies fans. If you guys are looking for a YouTube channel to fall in love with over Descendants of Zombies characters and all these moments that truly define you and really go a long way in having made you a fan of Descendants of Zombies, and I think just maybe this might be the YouTube channel for you. So if you would love to take a chance on this crazy guy who has lived here in this haunted house for forever, you can always hit my subscribe button, or you can hit my like button, because I would love to convince each and every single Descendants of Zombies fan to gradually, one by one, subscribe here to this YouTube channel. Now, I know there are over 100 million Descendants of Zombies fans on social media every night, and it will take quite some time, but you can always present a case and a point as to why everybody should subscribe to your YouTube channel. I know there are a lot of YouTube creators who create AI videos about Descendants of Zombies, fake trailers, what have you. And everybody has so many unanswered questions about Descendants of Zombies. But I think the future has never looked more certain than it has with Liamani Sugora being a part of the bigger picture for Descendants of Zombies. And I feel very confident in her ability. I'm going to think about, what is this I have here? Oh, another EB Games receipt. What game did I buy today? Ah! $103.98! Oh, well, then how is somebody supposed to prepare you guys for a zombie apocalypse if they don't pre-order Resident Evil 9? Oh, so long story short, I played all the horror survival video games like Resident Evil, Dead by Daylight, Dying Light, The Addams Family, Hotel Transylvania. You name it, I played it. I even played that old video game on Super Nintendo called Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Now, many of you are too young to remember what Zombies Ate My Neighbors was. But how is one supposed to create a YouTube channel themed around a zombie apocalypse if he doesn't prepare himself by playing all these video games? $103.98! Oh, I can't even believe I paid that much on it. So long story short, Resident Evil 9 drops on February 27th. You can't really come down hard on a guy for wanting to be one of the first guys to play it and prepare his YouTube subscribers for a zombie apocalypse. By the way, guys, thank you guys so much. I thought that Liamani Sugora would also be a fabulous addition to the Zombies cast, or Frask I could do a crossover opportunity with Descendants. I've always thought that to be very possible, because One thing that I've noticed about Liamani Sugora is she's so appreciative of all these moments that each and every one of us have created for her, because this has everything to do with how much you guys have loved her. I think ever since High School Musical, the series, received rave reviews on Disney Channel, everybody's had high hopes for Liamani Sugora, and you guys have been incredibly supportive of her. And that is one thing that as a YouTube creator I've really noticed about my audience, because one thing that a YouTube creator has to always strive to do and put themselves out there for having known is what their audience wants and what their audience appreciates and what their audience loves so much. And that's why I've come to really understand my Descendants of Zombies niche better than any other YouTube creator out there. So if you are somebody who loves Liamani Sugora with all of your heart, I want you guys to know that there is nothing wrong with loving Liamani Sugora with all of your heart, because this is what really goes the distance and really stands the test of time. Because every fan of Descendants of Zombies has a favorite character, has a favorite moment that they dearly love with all of their heart, and no YouTube creator ever has the right to come down hard on you guys with criticism about a moment that you may love, a duet that you may love, like Victor and Nova from Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires, who were two individuals that I was incredibly fond of because of what they did for the Zombies franchise. They very quickly became two beloved characters who are going to have the responsibility now and the distinction of carrying on the Zombies franchise, while this crazy guy plays every horror video game in existence on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, as you can get from the back there, trying to prepare every subscriber that I got for a zombie apocalypse, because one can never be too sure that a zombie apocalypse has never been more apparent. I mean, I've been living here on this island for forever, which there are only two ways off of: by boat that could sink, crash, and explode, or by plane that could sink, crash, or explode. Either way, it's a really messed up situation, but one should never be just too confident in talking about Descendants of Zombies. One should always live the Descendants of Zombies experience. And that's what I wanted to do. That's why I've left the door open more widely than ever before, to have attractions at Disney World, to have more Descendants of Zombies merch to give away on the show. I've always put it out there that there's always an opportunity to create with Descendants of Zombies. Just think about if Liamani Sugora has her own doll and she has the opportunity to unbox it for you guys on YouTube, the emotion that is going to be in her eyes. I think every tear will be worth crying for Liamani Sugora, because I'm going to let you guys in a little secret. When you have the opportunity to have your own doll or your own action figure, it really defines your legacy, and you know you're going to leave a legacy behind. And that's what I've never felt more honored to talk about with your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars and what I wanted for each of them. I will never ever forget when Kylie Control opened up her heart to each and every one of you and talked about the unboxing of the Red doll, or when Ruby Rose Turner unboxed her Bridget doll for the first time ever. There was so much emotion in her eyes. There was so much emotion in her voice. She just couldn't believe that she had been immortalized as a doll. You know, come to think of it, guys, I always wanted my own teddy bear based off my radio career, with some of my most popular catchphrases when you would squeeze his tummy, like, Jonathan Clarke on YouTube! Oh, no! I would love the opportunity to do that. If Disney called me as part of the Descendants of Zombies merch line, where I've been the voice of Descendants of Zombies for forever, and they said, hey, Jonathan Clarke, do you want your own teddy bear or your own doll? I would jump at the opportunity. Now, most guys who are part of the Descendants of Zombies cast probably would not ever jump at the opportunity to do this, but I would do this kind of thing, and I would love every single moment of that. And I would go behind the sound booth, in the soundproof booth, and they would say, Jonathan Clarke, give us your best Jonathan Clarke impressions, and I would spend up to 45 minutes to an hour going, oh no, believe in yourself, and they would come out with this really cool merch line for Jonathan Clarke. Jonathan Clarke merch for Descendants of Zombies would fly off the shelves. Everybody would be so incredibly supportive of Jonathan Clarke and his lead roles in Descendants of Zombies. It would be so fun, because moments like these are only ever meant to happen once in every lifetime. And you're probably someone saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, if you were a part of Descendants of Zombies, I would love Descendants of Zombies even more, because you would bring it to life and show so much incentive. And if you are somebody who believes that the Jonathan Clarke character will really bring Descendants of Zombies to life like nobody has ever done before, thank you so much with all of your heart, because that's all I've ever wanted to be a part of, was something special with each and every one of you being a part of it. Because no matter who calls me or offers me any opportunities, I will never ever forget any of you guys, because I would choose the Descendants of Zombies fandom over any other opportunity that I could be extended to in my lifetime. Because the thing about the Descendants of Zombies universe is how incredibly supportive each and every one of you are of who and what you love. That is the one thing that I have forever and always given you guys a profound amount of credit for, and showing so much respect to you guys for, because you never quit on anybody that you've ever loved. And Liamani Sugora really falls into this fandom very significantly because of the impact and the imprint that she has forever had on everybody's heart who may have ever been a fan of Descendants of Zombies. And I have this to say to each and every one of you. If you are somebody who believes in Liamani as much as what you have, my heart has forever and always been with you guys, and I forever and always believe and support in what you believe in, and I stand by that, because I know there are a lot of YouTube critters out there that never want to give Liamani much of a chance, but I think she has come so far in such a short amount of time, which makes opportunities like these so special and so much more of a chance. And I think if more radio show hosts really understood Liamani for the person that she was, it would take off a considerable amount of pressure that's always on her shoulders. Because one thing I noticed about her is how appreciative she is when somebody takes the time to really understand how she feels as a person. I mean, the girl is only 17 years old. Unquestionably, she still has a long way to go. So because she still has a long way to go, I think the more love and support that we can show to her and let her know that everything is going to be okay and support every dream the girl's ever had, she's really going to go the distance and make a difference in every fan of Descendants of Zombies' life. I think that the pink merch is going to fly off the shelves, because I know there are a lot of people who will criticize the plot of the character scheme, the color scheme of the character, not really thinking that pink really fits Liamani's, personality all that well, but I think everything is really going to fall into place for her. She has the love and support of her friends and her family. Her sister has forever and always believed in every ability that she's had and exemplified. So I think the support is really there for her, and all these supports have been put in place for her to really help her see her way through. And I think it's only a matter of time before she does find her place in the world, no matter how long it takes her. And I just want to be incredibly supportive of her, no matter how crazy this guy may came off for being in this haunted house for forever. But I think it's so fun having the opportunity to reach out and touch the hearts of so many wonderful fans of Descendants of Zombies, to make them feel more confident that this will happen eventually for Descendants of Zombies, no matter how many times a critic will try to close the book on what's going to be an incredible story. I've always wanted to have fun every single time that I've had the opportunity to have these conversations with fans of Descendants of Zombies, and I've loved every single moment that I got to share with each and every one of you guys. No matter how difficult it may be for me to move on from Ruby Rose Turner, having been a part of the franchise and parted ways with it because she offered so much. She was just an incredibly genuinely sweet girl who just had her heart in the right place. And I think I will forever and always be a fan of Ruby. I will forever and always miss Ruby, and I've been crying myself to sleep ever since news first was released on social media platforms that Ruby was parting ways with the franchise, because she offered so much to it. And the thing that Kylie Cantrell really has going for her is how she can relate to so many wonderful fans. As this fandom has been forever supportive of Kylie Cantrell for forever. And because you guys have been forever supportive of Kylie Cantrell, it really shows just how much heart and dedication you guys yourselves have put behind these stars and how much you believed in them from the very beginning. You guys have never quit on who and what you believe in, and that's the incentive that I want you to have moving forward with the Descendants of Zombies franchises. And no matter how critics feel about this, because this franchise will for sure, this latest installment will for sure see its fair share of criticism, but there's nothing that we can never outride, and there's never anything that we can see through together, because you guys are incredibly supportive of who and what you love, and because you guys have forever been supportive of who and what you love. That's what makes all the difference in this world. Because I know sometimes this world can come off as being really cruel, and there can never be enough kind people seen in this world. So because there are never enough kind people seen in this world, I think that each and every single one of us can really make a difference with how much we believe in these characters and how much incentive we see with these characters. And that's all I've ever wanted to be a part of. I really wanted to be a part of, along with creating something magical for everybody. I know that Liamani Sugora is a fan of all types of music. She's had dreams of wanting to perform in Madison Square Garden, be a part of these Broadway musicals and all these big budget movies. And that will all come into time for her, and it will all fall into place, because I think it has everything to do with how much incredible fan support we've shown for Liamani. I was a fan of her work on High School Musical, the series. I have forever been supportive of her, and I will continue to be supportive of her moving forward. because Descendants and Zombies has had such an impact on each and every one of our hearts, and it's really changed our lives for the better because it's made us the best of friends. It's helped us understand each other a whole lot better, and we really come to terms with how, the times have changed, because I know it was really difficult for a lot of fans to move away from Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson, but as the times changed, we too as a fandom had to change with the times, and I think making that transition has been a whole lot easier when a YouTube creator actually goes out of his way to help you understand of everything going on around you with the Descendants of Zombies fandom, as opposed to uploading an AI video which runs for 7 to 12 minutes, which is pretty much just a fake trailer comprised of fake footage from previously shot and collaborated Descendants of Zombies movies. Given the fact that you guys believe in Victor Renova so much, what do you think is going to happen here? Do you think eventually they will fall in love and all these critics are right when they say they should never ever kiss and they never ever will? If you are somebody who's always believed that they will eventually kiss on camera, then it will happen. So it will be, because you guys have shown so much love and support for these characters. It is truly unbelievable. And there's nothing that can ever come close in a comparison or any conversation to what you believed in Victor Renova. And no critic out there should ever take that away from you. I know Liamani is only young, but she's really going to find her place in the world, and it has everything to do with all this love and support that we've come out shining with for Liamani every single time. If the girl wants to perform in Madison Square Garden, even though the Madison Square Garden can only seat 19,500 people, I will forever hold that against Madison Square Garden, because I think Liamani's hopes should be shot a little bit higher for the stars, because you can never stop reaching or believing in what you want to believe in. I think if the girl has a dream to perform in Madison Square Garden, she should shoot a little bit higher, because there are big venues for her to perform in and more of a chance to be given to her, and I'm just so excited. The girl is undeniably gorgeous. She takes a beautiful photo. I will give her that, and I think that a lot of people see a lot of potential in her, even though she's had a lot of critics really come down hard on her work. And I think that we really need to give this character Pink a chance to introduce herself to the Descendants of Zombies fan base, and when we finally get to know more about her, I think we're going to have a greater appreciation for her character and how far she has yet to come. I really like how she has an interest in the 1980s, because I had the honor of growing up in the 1980s, and I saw the premiere of Mike Tyson back in 1985. I was really young when Mike Tyson first made his boxing debut, and I remember seeing that on March 6th, 1985. That was Milo Manheim's birthday, actually. You guys remember Milo Manheim from Zombies fame. Well, Mike Tyson, over 40 years ago almost, made his professional boxing debut, and he took on Hector Morales in a boxing match that only went one round, because in the first year of Mike Tyson's career, he had 28 boxing matches, and in the first 16 of his 28 boxing matches, they ended in the first round by total knockout, or TKO, and it was just amazing seeing all this stuff happen in the 1980s. That same year, in that calendar year, the first Nintendo Entertainment System, I was thinking Super Nintendo there for a second, on October 18, 1985, the first Nintendo Entertainment System hit shelves in North America, and I remember how huge that was when Super Mario and Duck Hunt and Metroid all debuted on Nintendo, and that was huge for people who love to play video games, and because I'm a huge video game fan, I never forgot everything that happened in the 1980s. Also, Michael Jackson was really popular, really coming into his own, and he really defined what music was about and how to moonwalk and all this kind of stuff. So, I can really find time in appreciating Liamani's love for the 1980s, and I had the honor of growing up in the 1980s, 1990s, so when I hear Carly Control talking about how much of a fan she was of the 1990s, the first thing that comes to mind is Christina Aguilera, who also Liamani is a huge fan of. She loves Genie in a Bottle, which was first co-written by Steve Kepner, and that song had so much appreciation for Christina Aguilera. I remember being in a Much Music video dance years ago, and the place was filled with smoke, and it was the first time ever that I had a chance to see the Genie in a Bottle music video by Christina Aguilera. This was off her debut album back in 1996, and that was forever ago. That was the same year that Dove Cameron was born. And at these Much Music video dances, you could get these O. Henry whistles. And the kids used to blow these O. Henry whistles at high school dances when Much Music would be in attendance, and it would drive you absolutely bonkers when these whistles would go off. There would be smoke everywhere. You couldn't see what was put in front of your face. It was almost as if you were living a zombie apocalypse in this gym. But I remember seeing all these music videos on these really high-tech screens. And this was one of the first music videos that I ever seen by Steve Kepner. And I remember going home and recording radio shows at the time back in the 90s because that's all you could do. There was no such thing as YouTube. And I remember giving Genie in a Bottle so much praise, and then seeing it remade for Descendants 3 was so cool. It was so fun. And I think that we can never give enough praise to Descendants of Zombies for how far these franchises have come and how much of an impact they've had on each and every one of our lives. I will certainly never forget any of you for how much Descendants of Zombies has become such a valuable part of my existence, and sharing all these memories from my childhood and years I was a teenager with each and every one of you, because if Jonathan Clarke can't give you a great Descendants of Zombies video, then nobody else out there will never be able to give you a great Descendants of Zombies video. And I really don't want to break anybody's heart when it comes to Descendants of Zombies content, so I've always wanted to come through for every single person who may have been a fan of this kind of thing, because I know what it's like to be a fan and to have such high hopes for the future when it comes to Descendants of Zombies. And there really is a lot to look forward to in the future of Descendants of Zombies, because indeed there is one. And we have so much to be excited about, and so many of these conversations to have about Liamani and Ruby, because I've never wanted to close the book officially on Ruby Rose Turner seeing a reascension in the Descendants franchise, because I believe her story was never ever told and completed like many Descendants characters of the past or present, whoever you want to have these conversations about. It's always an open book here on this YouTube channel, because this YouTube channel was created for you. And I truly mean that with all of my heart. This YouTube channel was created for you and because of you. And because this YouTube channel was created for you and because of you, it's about what you want to hear talked about. And it's about what you believe in. So that includes me encouraging you to follow your hopes and dreams for Descendants of Zombies, to follow your passions, which is all I've ever wanted to see for each and every single one of you. And if you would love to have a chance taken on this crazy guy, I would love for you to subscribe here to this YouTube channel, because we had many conversations where this one is coming from to take place, and I would love for you to be a part of it, because I know you're a fan of Descendants of Zombies. I know you're a fan of Liamani. I know they exist out there, and I believe in you, because there is only one you, and I would love for you to be a part of this conversation. Having said that, thank you so much for spending your weekend with me. It was a great one. We have so many more wonderful things to talk about of Descendants of Zombies when it comes to this YouTube channel, and I would love for you to be a part of these conversations. So don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the like button, and to ring my bell for every time that I upload. Thank you guys so much for believing in Descendants of Zombies as much as you have. It's been my honor to upload, create, and edit all these wonderful videos. Thank you so much for having watched this video, because life is that much sweeter when all of us are together.